Hi guys, it's Tina. I wanted to talk today a little bit about unexpected occurrences from the plant-based diet and how I was able to cut my hair again. And I know you'll want to hear about that. So how was I able to do that? What made me be able to do that? I'm sure you're curious. So here goes. Now, one of the first things that I noticed when I went plant-based was my teeth. Now, a little bit of background there. I've always been a person that kind of gagged on toothpaste, so it was very difficult for me to brush my teeth for a long period of time. And it wasn't until I watched a video from Dr. Greger at nutritionfacts.org that I realized that one of the ingredients, lauryl sulfate, is actually a detergent. And that's what makes it foam up in your mouth, and that's what was gagging me. And that's why I was having trouble brushing my teeth. The result was a lot of cavities. Not early on in life, but later on in life, after I turned 40 to 50-ish. Okay? And on this diet, I don't have quite the tartar. Now, you know I have crooked teeth. I've always had crooked teeth. My children had crooked teeth. Two are either have had braces or are in braces right now to fix their palate being too narrow and the crooked teeth, because two of my four children got my teeth. They got my mouth. And that made it very difficult for me, not being able to brush well, having trouble flossing. Floss got stuck in my teeth and couldn't get it out. They were that crooked. And my teeth are better on this diet. Now, I create my own tooth powder that I use, which has helped with the prevention of cavities. And that may have something to do with my teeth being healthier. Certainly, they're whiter. They're not nearly as stained. I know they're kind of yellow in the videos. I do drink tea every day, 1 cup of tea, sometimes 2. But my teeth are whiter than they've ever been. And I know that's due to me creating my own tooth powder. If you're interested in that, comment below. I'll discuss that for you. Happy to share any information I have. But when I have my teeth clean, there's hardly any scraping. And I used to scrape them a lot myself in between dentist visits. So that's number one, okay? Number two, and this is kind of TMI, but my family is a family that grows moles. Some people have them, some people don't. My family does. So my mother had them, my grandmother had them, I have them, my daughters have them. We have moles. For some reason, after the age of 50, both my mother and I don't know about my grandmother because she certainly wouldn't talk about it, but they started turning different. They were different consistency. They were more like warts, and they were new. So new mole growths that were more like warts, scabby, scaly. Doctor looked at them and said, we can remove them if you like, but really they're just cosmetic, which is a fancy way of saying your insurance won't cover that. So for some reason, within months of going plant-based, the moles lost that scabby, scaly, wart-like texture and became regular moles, just flat, brown little spots, like age spots. Yay! So one less disgusting thing on my body after the age of 50 is a wonderful thing. The third thing I want to talk about, my feet got smaller. You know, as we age, our feet tend to grow. Don't know why, but they do. However, my feet weren't just growing in length. They were wider. Now, I always had kind of wide feet, but they were wider and they were thicker. And that's because I was carrying around so much weight that it was just kind of spreading out in order to hold on to my body and keep me upright, which it wasn't doing very well at my heaviest, I gotta be honest. So my feet have shrunk. They're not as thick as they were, and they're not as wide as they were. So I no longer have to buy wide width shoes, and I no longer have to buy those wide calf boots for the knee-high boots. So I don't have to special order my shoes. I can go into any shoe store and buy shoes now. And that is a wonderful thing for a woman, to be able to buy shoes. Okay, body odor. Talk about TMI, okay? Body odor isn't as bad. For some reason on this diet, we're not eating the things that make us really stinky. Now, BO is caused by sweat and bacteria that grows from the sweat. Sweat doesn't stink, but the bacteria that grows in crevices, places that don't get aired out, that's what stinks. But general BO isn't as stinky, so I don't have to wear nearly as much deodorant, and sometimes I don't wear it at all. And so long as I bathe every day and I wash the areas that would have been stinky, I don't have to worry about that. So that's another win as far as I'm concerned. Sleep patterns. I used to be a person that tossed and turned and tossed and turned and took hours to fall asleep. And then I would be woke up by any little noise. And I can tell you, when I get tired, I go to bed. And you know what? I'm not trying to impress anybody. So if that's 8 o'clock, I go to bed at 8 o'clock. If I'm got a lot of energy and I'm watching a show and I'm into it, I'll stay up till 10 or 11. And I'm grown and I can do what I want. And nobody can tell me any different. But now, the minute I put my head on that pillow, I fall instantly asleep and I stay asleep. Every once in a while, I have to get up to go to the bathroom during the night, but it's one time instead of 3 or 4 like it used to be. So my sleep is so much more improved on this diet. Now, I did promise you how I got to cut my hair again, right? So, as you know, if you've been following me, I am disabled. I have scoliosis, moderate scoliosis, they say. So it's not severe, but it's not slight either. It's moderate. And my scoliosis is in both directions, which means when I'm standing this way, my spine goes like this, kind of a question mark. And when I'm standing this way, my spine is curved like a question mark. Oh, sorry. This way, it's curved this way. And this way, it's curved this way. So both directions. Now, what that means is I have what's called a dowager hump. And that's from my scoliosis. Now, as I got really big, and I mean really big, I was 202 pounds at my heaviest, fat deposited on that hump. And blood vessels broke on that hump, okay? So it looked like just spider veins bursted, and it was very unattractive, okay? So even though I didn't look good in long hair, I had very long hair. I mean, very long hair. To cover up the hump and that bursted spray when I wore, you know, a top that came down in the back that would show that. So now, I can't believe it, but only a few months after this plant-based diet, the blood vessels aren't broken anymore. And the fat deposits on that hump have gone down. So now I can have my short hair again and not be self-conscious about my dowager hump or the broken blood vessels, because they're not broken anymore. They healed. They really did heal. I think that I look better in short hair. It's sassy. And sassy just fits my personality. And the long hair was dating me. It made me look older and scraggly, and it didn't matter what I did to it. A few minutes after I'd fixed it, it was scraggly. And let's be honest, my face was very, very wide. So I grew this hair to cover my cheeks and to cover my hump. And it was just because I was self-conscious. So now my plant-based diet has allowed me to have my short hair. Told you you'd be interested in that. Have a good day, guys. If you like me, subscribe, tick the little bell so you know when a video comes out, and share with your friends, because we all need motivation and we all need to know that we're doing the right thing and that this plant-based diet will help us. And it really, really helped me.